Ladies and gentlemen, this is day 9, going into day 10, where we've been holding on. And I love you all. We love you all. The Freedom Convoy loves you. Adopt a Trucker loves you. We are doing our best. But the enemy is mad. Oh, the enemy is mad at you and me. The media is saying lies about what this is. Saying lies about who we are and what we stand for. Guys, these trucks are all we've got. This is all we've got, the working class. This is all we got. The white collars pushed it too damn far. And so we're nurses, and we are laborers, and we're trying to stand up for our families and our children. And the government is scared. They're shitting their pants behind closed doors. But they will not give up public sanitation. No, we have to go poop in a bag in an alley and figure it out. This is outrageous. But we have to keep our sense of humor and hold the line and don't let them scare you. Don't let them scare you. You stay strong. You have every right to be here. They pushed it too damn far. We need you guys with your live streams. They're required. Jody Ledgerwood is going to be speaking to you all and to the truckers tonight about their rights and what you need to know right now about your rights. So please, we are the media now. We are center of the world now. We're doing this for you, Australia. We're doing this for you, Brussels. We're doing it for everyone. So may I present to you one of the smartest, most brilliant women involved in this incredible movement. I want to call her Dr. Jody Ledgerwood. Doctor of Instagram. So may I take your phone from you and live stream you, my beauty? Guys, give it up for Jody Ledgerwood and listen up and record. We need you. We need you to dispel the lies that they're saying. Love you. That's okay. Hey guys, how y'all doing tonight? Yes, we are fighters to the core, are we not? And we're going to hold the line tonight and every night until you're done, am I right? We got this, guys. We got this. We're here in reports, and I'm seeing the videos of police taking our diesel and our gasoline and our propane and telling us we're not allowed to help these truckers. But they don't understand is the truckers are actually helping them. So why are they doing this? It's illegal for them to do this. There is nothing wrong with us helping supply our truckers with fuel. There's nothing wrong with supplying propane for heat. And there's nothing wrong with supplying our truckers with food. It is not illegal to feed other human beings. It is actually considered genocide what the police are doing. The first step in genocide is starvation. The police and the government and the mayor are committing genocide against our truckers and against all of you. That is a criminal code offense. That is a criminal code offense that not only comes with a fine, but imprisonment. We need to stop this right now. If you are approached by a police officer, you gotta let them know that you are doing nothing wrong. You are human, and you are supplying our truckers who are supplying food and other amenities to us. You are helping them. And as long as you do it with peace and love in your heart, you are doing nothing wrong. There is no criminal code offense for feeding your fellow human and for putting gas in their tank. All right? There's no criminal code offense. up and says you are being arrested because you're carrying a gas can to an empty fuel truck, that is not a criminal code offense, and it is a scare tactic. Do not allow them to scare you. There's nothing they can do. There is no criminal code offense that says you cannot fuel somebody's fuel tank. And we are allowed to assemble and protest when things are unjust. And right now, there is a lot of unjust in the world, and we are standing up and opposing that, and that is perfectly allowed by a Canadian Bill of Rights. You guys just keep holding the line. You're doing nothing wrong. Do not allow the police to intimidate or scare you, because that's all it is. And if they approach you, you have the right to remain silent. Unless you are actually under arrest or they have an arrest warrant in their hand, you do not have to talk to them or identify yourself to them. Yes, officer, am I under arrest? They've got to say no because you've done nothing criminally wrong. Okay? You can walk away after that. You don't have to talk to them after that. If they want to continue to ask you questions, you say to them, officer, am I being detained? If they say no, which they probably should because you're doing nothing wrong, then walk away. That is your legal right. Walk away. If they continue to harass you, say to the officer, do I need to have my lawyer present to have this conversation with you? Because you have the right not to incriminate yourself. So don't speak to them. Understood? You do not have to answer their questions. You do not have to tell them your name. You do not have to tell them why you're here, why you're carrying a jerry can, why you're carrying food. It is none of their business. And if they proceed to insist, you say to the officer, I will continue talking to you and answering your questions only if you give me a contract of immunity. You have the right not to incriminate yourself. So you do not need to talk to these officers unless you have immunity from incriminating yourself. Understood? You do not need to talk to them. You do not need to incriminate yourself, and you do not need to talk to them without your lawyer present. You have the fundamental right to remain silent. Okay. So, please, peaceful assembly is allowed. It is not against the law to peacefully assemble. If they attack, you walk the other way. Do not retaliate. We are here in peace. We are here in love. And we are here because what's happening is unjust. And it is our duty when the laws become unjust to stand up and fight back. But we fight back with peace and love in our hearts. We fight back the way we've been doing for the last 9 days. Right? We fight back with hugs, with supplying each other with food, with laughter, with singing, with dancing, with handshaking, with fist pumps. We celebrate life. That's how we fight back. United non-compliance. We fight back with love and peace in our hearts. You're doing nothing wrong. These are scare tactics. A state of emergency has not been declared by the police because there is no emergency. People dancing in the streets is not an emergency. People feeding other humans is not an emergency. Right? And people putting fuel in our truckers' fuel tanks so that they can remain warm all night long is not an emergency. That's called humanity. We got these guys. Hold the line. Do not be afraid. Everything they're doing is a scare tactic to be afraid. You got this.
Thank you so much, Yvette. Appreciate it.